You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Feeling good about your fantasy draft picks but not sure what to eat? Make it easy on yourself. Order in on DoorDash. Now you can root for your squad while your food and drinks are on the way. Yeah, that means burgers, chips, dips, soda, pizzas, wings, and so much more delivered straight to your door.
God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey, eh?
God bless football, Stugotz.
Billy?
Yeah. We're here.
The Dolphins choked last night.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess maybe.
Yeah, we're tired, by the way. We had a watch-along, a Danning cast last night as the Dolphins played the Buffalo Bills. They lost. They're still in the playoffs. Bills get the 2 seed. Dolphins are the 6 seed. They'll travel to Kansas City this weekend to take on the Chiefs. I personally think that's a good matchup for the Dolphins. I shouldn't be saying that, especially after I just read these numbers. I'm going to give you some numbers. The Dolphins, during the regular season, 1-5 with a minus 91 point differential against playoff teams.
You saw that stat on Twitter too, huh?
Only the Giants and Commanders were worse than the Dolphins, Billy. Yeah.
I have exciting games for you.
You
Not
didn't
much to
respond
say,
me. I mean, he's tired. It's okay. We're both tired.
I'm
We're
actually
punch
feeling
drunk.
pretty good today.
Okay.
Monday
Oh, yeah.
afternoon. I'm ready. I'm
Right.
good to go.
Yeah, you're right. We got through most of Monday. You're right.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
not as much can be said for many NFL coaches.
How do you feel just before we get to your you have a couple of things?
Yeah, I have lots of things today. We
What?
have a game called If the Season Ended Today that we're going to play today.
Nice.
I have a list of NFL players who had bonuses on the line in Week 18. Did they get it? Did they not?
Wow.
Yeah. Do you have any top fives today?
I don't, but I can come up with one quickly. I think Fuentes has a top 5. I did 4 top 5s during our watch along last night. So
They were great, by the way.
Thank you.
I thought that maybe you had some of those left over.
I can work on one, and I
Okay.
will work on one, okay? But I know Fuentes has one that made me laugh last night.
It's not really a top 5. It's more like 5 observations.
Okay.
In a way. So,
All right.
but we'll call it a top 5.
Okay. Billy.
Yes. Well, hold on. We buried the lead. Lucy's also going to be joining us.
Yes.
She's back. It's
Oh
been
my
a couple
God.
weeks since we've spoken to her.
There's more football tonight?
New game of Lucy or Goosey, maybe?
Ooh.
Oh, and I have my BBBBBBs for the national championship game. I know what you're thinking. Last night we did a watch long, as Stugotz mentioned, and we had 6 of them, 1 for each B.
Yes.
Went 4-2.
Nice.
The ones that I thought, one of the ones that I thought for sure was a lock was Josh Allen over half a rushing touchdown. I thought that one was a lock
So
for
did I.
sure.
Yeah.
That one didn't end up cashing in, but overall went 4-2. Good night. And we're going to have 3 more today for the national championship game. Happy national championship game day.
Can I guess the other one that didn't hit?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Braxton Berrios.
It was
over
Braxton
13 and a half.
He needed 1 yard, I think.
No,
I think we were like 4 short, but
Yeah.
that was the one I had in the pre-watch along meeting that we had, which is like something that doesn't happen. I was actually consulting people on these picks, and it wasn't even consulting. It was like, these are the ones that I went with, and it's because like I want to root for Braxton. I want to have a guy that we're cheering for every time something happens, and that was the guy that we went with, and I knew. And we talked about it. 13 and a half yards was like the perfect line because I think his max on the season is like 13.
Yeah,
Right.
he had a 12-yard game and a 13-yard game.
I was actually
The
looking,
people who set those lines
They
know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I
oh,
know
yeah.
exactly
Yeah,
what
they
they're doing. What I was actually looking for with him that I couldn't find a line on was I wanted to go over under return yards because he always fair catches it. So if it was like under 15, I probably would have taken under on return yards for him because he's always fair catching it. Anyways,
Billy, we both like Tua. You and I have supported Tua here. We had him on last year at the Super Bowl. Just some numbers here quickly, courtesy of Adam Beasley.
I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to let you do this to me.
Billy, no, I'm only pointing out these numbers because I know what's going to happen to Tua and the Dolphins today, and it drives me crazy. But it's 6 games against playoff teams this year, 5 losses. Tua completed 65% of his attempts. He averaged 7 yards per pass, just under 7 yards per pass, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and an 84.1 passer rating. I mean, it's, he's going to get criticized. I'm not certain he shouldn't get criticized, but We'll see what happens in Kansas City. I do like the matchup. I mean, get the Chiefs early. How about that? I mean,
Well, the weather's going to be brutal. I think it's going
Yes.
to be in the negatives when you factor in wind chill. So
we get Mostert back. We have HN. I mean,
hopefully you get Mostert back. Hopefully you get Waddle back if you're a Dolphins fan. There's going to be we'll see. We'll see what happens.
and a shock to no one, Arthur Smith was was fired while you were sleeping. So Billy,
Why did that happen at 12:05 a.m.?
Why not? Is the question.
it's a dump. Why
Yeah,
not?
it's terrible.
Yeah.
What did
Get
you
him outta
guys What did you guys think of the ending of that game, the Falcons Saints? I'll tell you what happened. So at the end of the Falcons and Saints,
Oh, no, I saw
He
what-
knows,
go
he
ahead.
knows, yeah.
Explain
okay.
it to
Well,
me,
for
but
those
explain
of
it
you
to
who
us,
don't
yes.
know what happened, the Saints, I believe, intercepted the ball. They got it down at the 1 yard line, and the call was victory formation. And then they decided, you know what,
We're scoring.
we're gonna run a play here, and we're gonna get a touchdown.
They wanted to get a touchdown for, I believe it was Jamal Williams.
Correct.
Which was his only touchdown of the season.
Last season, he led the league in rushing touchdowns. This season, he had 0 touchdowns. So that was going to be his touchdown for the season,
Yes.
which was obviously very disappointing and a
Right.
surprise for him. And that was not the call. Jameis Winston and the team seem to have taken it upon themselves to make that call.
Yes, because Dennis Allen, the Saints coach, came out afterwards and said, that's not me, that's not us, we should have taken a knee, and he apologized essentially to the Falcons and Arthur Smith. Jameis Winston, I think he thinks he's the starter on that team.
He definitely seems to be the leader. He's the public leader anyways. Whenever there's something going on, Jameis Winston is in the center of it, which, by the way, I think Derek Carr kind of likes. Derek Carr's kind of like, you want to go out there and you want to do all this crap? Go right ahead. I don't care.
I mean, the way Derek Carr played this season, I mean,
If you're Jameis Winston, what better way to ingratiate yourself with your teammates than to give them the stats that they want? Hey, you want a touchdown? I'm going to give you a touchdown.
Yep, that's it. When reporters go to the locker room afterwards, though, Billy's right. It's like Derek Carr. No one talks to Carr. Everyone goes to Jameis because they know Jameis is going to talk and never stop.
the sound
Yeah.
bites are better. Yeah.
In fairness, I mean,
Eating
they're good
dubs.
Jameis.
Come on, yeah.
I just came up with the top 5, by the way.
Did you?
Top 5 matchups I am most excited about. How about that?
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Super wild card weekend coming up. You want to get to your bonuses, or do you want to do if the season ended today? Lucy going to join us in a couple of minutes here to get us ready for the national championship game tonight.
Why don't we do this? Why don't, in the time that we have before Lucy joins us, do if the season ended today, but only one conference? You want AFC or you want NFC?
Ooh, Mikey, you have a
AFC.
preference?
AFC. Give me the AFC.
All right,
Okay.
Fuentes, you in on this? If the season ended today, okay?
If the season ended today on the day the season actually ends. Okay,
No,
I like that.
season ended
Well, no,
yesterday.
yeah,
but, you
exactly.
know,
If it ended today, right?
Pardon me.
Season didn't end today.
Pardon
Right.
me.
Yeah.
This is
That's a
our
good
If it
point.
did.
It didn't
So-
end today. You're right.
So
you're right.
these would be the playoff matchups
If the
if
season
indeed
ended
the
today.
season ended today.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right.
All right, so if the season ended today, the number 5 seed
Yes.
would be the Cleveland Browns, and they
Wow.
would be playing on the road against the number 4 seed, the Houston Texans.
Wow.
Hypothetically, Saturday at 4:30 on NBC.
And hypothetically, if Joe Flacco was to win that game, he'd go to Baltimore to take on the Ravens next week.
Not
Oh,
necessarily.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
No.
Things could
We'll
happen.
get to that.
Okay.
Once, you know.
All right. Wow. That's first off, it's such a great game. CJ Stroud is so good. The fact that they won that division, they were not in the playoffs when the weekend started, and they won that division and got the 4 seed.
Can I tell you what I was doing this weekend
That's a
during the
tough
Texans
game.
game?
A really tough game. I actually like the Browns in that game.
I was kind of, because you've been just, and it's like CJ Stroud.
He's great.
I know, but I don't think you've actually watched like a full CJ Stroud game. So I was
I
like,
had him on my fantasy
I was
team.
just looking for one thing
I
to
get a-
happen in the game. And me and Fuentes were texting.
I get a random text from Billy. I'm tired of CJ Stroud.
I listen, that was a private text that you weren't supposed to reveal. That was just between the two of us.
Why are you tired of him?
I was
now?
just it was just between the two of us. The text was something along the lines of, "I'm over the CJ Stroud," and then what I texted him after that, I believe, was, "Guy has 1 pass and that's it. That's it." Because it was like in the first quarter.
Yeah,
where it was-
175-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
It
That's
was
it.
the
exactly.
first offensive play of the game, I believe, for the Texans.
Yeah, but it was a little slow after that, and then business picked up.
Yeah, but when it mattered most, he got him a tutty.
Listen, they're a playoff team.
They are. I'm taking the Texans in that game at home over the Browns.
Really?
Yes, I am. I believe in C.J. Stroud.
Shocker.
Really?
Wait, hold on.
Struggle to beat Gardner Minshew, and you think he's going to go run away from Myles
He
Garrett?
beat Gardner Minshew on the road in a big spot in a must-win game, and he drove him down the field to the fourth
And you think he's going to beat an elite like Joe Flacco?
Exactly. Thank you, Mikey A. Thank you.
Sims called him a Hall of Famer.
Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco, I'll have you know.
Did Sim say he's a Hall of Famer if he wins this Super Bowl or makes it to the Super Bowl?
He said he's already right there in the conversation.
I agree.
He's
already
closer
right there.
than we think.
Which is insane. And by the way, when we were looking over the QB comps,
yes,
and we found Marcus Mariota for him, do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my God, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah. Speaking of Sims's opinions, Trevor Lawrence not good. Enough of him.
I was about to say, tough weekend for our friend Sims with that Trevor Lawrence take.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep. All right, let's move on here in the AFC. So I have the Texans. Fuentes went with the Browns. Mikey, who you taking in that game?
I'm sad that one of these storylines is going to end. I'll take the Browns.
Well, if the season ended today, I mean that's
if it ended today.
If it ended today, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we talked about Dolphins and Chiefs already. If the season ended today, the number 6 Miami Dolphins would be in Kansas City at number 3 Chiefs Saturday at 8:15 on Peacock. If the season ended today, the number 7 Pittsburgh Steelers would travel to the number 2 Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
Why do
Sunday
I think that,
at 1 p.m.
I think the Steelers could win that game.
I do too.
Right? It's crazy.
I do
like,
too.
Well, no, it's football.
Yeah, it's like, but it's Mike Tomlin. Like,
yes.
Mason Rudolph, a thing. Like
the running game is really, really good.
Right.
The offensive line is really, really good. Buffalo is the biggest favorite of the weekend. I think they're minus 9.5 early lines here. So I think Buffalo wins the game, but I do think it's going to be a very close game.
They got banged up last night too, the Bills. We have to check out some of those injuries.
Gabe Davis is hurt, which might be a good thing for Buffalo. I don't know.
Addition by subtraction.
Some weeks it is, some weeks it's not.
He's not that bad. I don't know why Sims hates him so much.
Because Billy, he tripped over his own feet last night.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
He also has this thing where he scores 4 touchdowns in one game and then does nothing for half a season.
You know what I think it is? I think that Chris Sims is so in love with Josh Allen.
He always wants to blame somebody else.
He wants to blame somebody else. And he wants Gabe Davis to be something Gabe Davis is not. And it's like, he's Gabe Davis, okay? Like, we don't need to hate Gabe Davis for being Gabe Davis. Who else is he going to be?
You can only be who you are, Billy.
Exactly right. Some weeks he's okay. Some weeks he's dreadful. But other weeks he's great. Like Fuentes said, some weeks he has 4 touchdowns. He's Gabe Davis.
Yeah. What was
That's
that,
what
Mikey?
you get.
I think Sims hates when people heap praise on somebody. He has to drag it down. He's like, no. You guys are all wrong. This guy's not that good.
Wow.
So everybody was like, oh, Gabe Davis, sneaky fantasy guy this year.
Right.
He's like, no, Gabe Davis sucks.
Well, the thing about Gabe Davis, too, is that then there's the whole Josh Allen's not that good. And his whole thing is, well, Josh Allen doesn't have any pieces besides Stephon Diggs. So if Gabe Davis proves himself to be a piece, then that take is wrong.
Yeah. Josh Allen was getting clobbered on social media last night.
Really?
And then they won the game, and then everyone was praising Josh Allen for being a gamer because that's how we do it. That's how the media does it. We're lazy. Is there any more games?
Well, that's it for the AFC,
Okay.
and then the Ravens have a bye.
All right.
And then depending on who wins. So wait, you think the Steelers might win?
I think Buffalo's going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than the spread. So I think Buffalo by 3 or 4 points.
And you think Houston's going to win?
I think the Texans are going to win.
And then
yes.
Dolphins, Chiefs, you think?
I think the Dolphins are going to win.
You think the Dolphins are going to win?
Yeah.
Wow. So then the Dolphins, in your scenario, would then travel to Baltimore.
Right.
The Bills would host the Texans.
Complete murderer's row for the Dolphins if they
I
make
know.
it to that Super Bowl.
Unless the Steelers win. The Steelers winning would be absolutely
then you-
great for the Dolphins.
yeah.
Yes.
If the Dolphins win and the Steelers win, the Steelers then would go to Baltimore, and the
Correct.
Dolphins would face either the Browns or the Texans, which would be
Road game either way.
incredible. Yeah.
I just have a hard time seeing Mason Rudolph winning in Buffalo against Josh Allen.
I have a hard time seeing the Steelers doing anything, and then they always do it. So it's like,
Well, they don't always do it. They did it once.
I mean, but they're always in the mix.
But
Like, it's crazy.
That's true.
This Bills team, though, is not been consistent. Like, you could see the Bills having a dumb game and losing a dumb
They had the
game
dumb
in
game
playoffs.
last night, and they still won, though.
Yeah.
But they're capable of having another dumb game.
Right.
They
Same
are,
thing
but-
with the Ravens. The Ravens are just one bad game away. Well, every
Well, team is at this point. Yeah, if the season ended today.
If the season ended today.
We have a national championship game tonight. It is Washington and Michigan. Lucy has covered college football for us and the Dan Le Batard Network the entire season. She's great. She will join us next.
Feeling good about your fantasy draft picks but not sure what to eat? Make it easy on yourself. Order in on DoorDash. Now you can root for your squad while your food and drinks are on the way. Yeah, That means burgers, chips, dips, soda, pizzas, wings, and so much more delivered straight to your door. And we're back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
Yes.
No, Mike, one time I want him to do this and we don't respond to him just saying, and we're back.
Why? What if you said God bless football, Billy Gill, and I didn't respond to you?
That would
Feel
be
like
rude.
a dum-dum.
Yes, that
exactly.
Would be rude. But what if I didn't pick it up? Would you continue to talk eventually?
What do you mean eventually? Yes, I'm a seasoned professional.
Sorry.
I'm a television host.
And we're back.
Yeah, you are.
I apologize. Don't get mad at me.
All right. Now I'm just waiting for the question that you asked me that I'm not going to respond to, and I'm just going to stare blankly at you.
What was the question?
No, I'm telling you it's coming. At some point today, it's
No,
coming.
I responded. I said, what if
Nope.
one time
It's
I don't
happening.
respond?
Nothing you can do about this.
Billy, stop it.
If
The wheels are in motion. There's
If-
nothing you can do now.
Can I tell you a frustration, Mikey, that Mike Fuentes and I felt today? So we did a watch along last night.
Yeah.
We gave away lots of things. If you want to win something, we should give something away again today. If you want to win something, tweet at us a picture of you subscribing to God Bless Football, and we'll send you something. I don't know what it is.
All right, so
'Cause I
tweet
gave
a
away bunch
picture of
stuff.
you subscribing to the God Bless Football feed,
Yeah.
okay, which Billy and Mikey A own. And so do it for them, okay? No, I'm serious. Do it for all of us. Do it for this entire show. It would help us immensely. But go ahead. You were saying. I'm sorry.
We'll give you something.
Right.
And Stugotz will sign it. Maybe that water bottle or something.
Okay.
I don't
What was
know.
frustrating you this morning?
Well, we're here.
I already know the answer. But
Stugotz stayed here. This studio has a hotel attached to it. He stayed at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And we all drove home, came back in, and we're sitting around and we're like, where's Stugotz?
Yeah. You're right.
You were the last one to arrive today.
His commute was bad.
No, and then,
listen.
when he got here, he goes, "Oh, parking in this garage is
That's
terrible."
the part.
No,
He
no,
complained about the parking. He's been parked here since last night.
Listen.
He's been parked here last night, and not just that. And maybe I shouldn't reveal all this information. He has a parking space 4 feet away from the door. It is
Fair,
right next
yeah.
to the entrance to the studio.
Yep.
He's one of 2 people that has a reserved parking spot.
I will just say this. The Elser Hotel, which is beautiful, by the way, the parking garage elevator system is a bit confusing for me because it's only the second time I've stayed here. But here's the real reason. I forgot toothpaste.
I'm just also learning that's probably only the second time you've used the elevator that we have to use every day.
Yes, it's
that's
the second
crazy.
time. I know. It's the second time I've used it, but I did bury the lead. I forgot toothpaste. So I started brushing with my finger. I forgot a toothbrush. I had
There's a
toothpaste.
hotel. You just ask them; they'll bring you toothpaste. So
I
you
did.
can go to the
Well, I
lobby.
brushed with my finger. It didn't feel right. It wasn't good.
Well, no,
and
then you forgot your toothbrush. If you forgot your
That's-
toothpaste,
that's what he
I
said.
corrected
That's what he said.
myself,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
then I called the lobby. I asked him to bring up toothpaste. I said, quickly, please, I have a show to do. And, it took him like 10 minutes.
just go down and get it.
My goodness.
Anyways,
Billy, my breath. I mean, what are you going to say?
You
Anyway,
couldn't figure out the elevators, Billy. Weren't you listening?
they
You
are a
couldn't go
little
down
they
and
are a
get it.
little
it's tricky.
confusing,
Tricky
possibly.
elevators. Yep.
If the season ended today in the NFC,
Oh,
Stugotz,
this is so
Oh, boy.
exciting.
do you have Lucy or Goosey's for Lucy when she joins us?
I do, yes.
Oh, how exciting. Okay. If the season ended today in the NFC, the number 7 Green Bay Packers would go to Dallas to face the number 2 Dallas Cowboys.
Wow, revenge game for Mike McCarthy. What a great matchup. Oh, my God. Is that that's going to be the Sunday 4:30 spot, right?
Sunday 4:30 on Fox.
Yes. Packers and Cowboys. Jordan Love's good. I cannot believe the Packers are going to have 3 consecutive really good quarterbacks.
30 years of good quarterback
It's
play.
unbelievable. Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love.
Have we decided he's good?
He's been good,
The
Billy.
jury's been out on him.
I
wasn't
It goes back
consulted
and
yet.
forth. It goes back and forth on him.
Got him into the playoffs.
Let me check out the numbers, though.
It's his first full season, and he got him in the playoffs. He rebounded. He had a couple bad games.
I'm checking
Rodgers
out.
would have had him at the 2 seed.
All right, so who do you guys like, the Packers or the Cowboys?
Well, I'm looking up Jordan Love's numbers. So give
Okay,
me a
well.
second here. He had 32 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, guys. His first full year
Good
starting.
season.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. He's good. He's good. He's going to get better. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys here, though.
Okay.
I am. Dallas at home is a different team. Well, they were good on the road yesterday against the Commanders, but they are a different team at home. I'm taking the Cowboys here.
All right, if the season ended today, the number 6 Los Angeles Rams.
Oh,
This is
headed
it.
to Detroit.
This is a game. This is a game, right?
yes.
If the season ended today.
If the
guys.
season ended
Right.
today.
I mean,
Of course.
Right.
8:15 Sunday Night Football.
Wow.
Double revenge game.
This is for everything.
Well, not everything, but
A lot, though.
a lot.
Yes.
Every
a lot is
single
on the
thing.
line.
Goff would rather win this game than the Super Bowl, I believe.
I don't. I don't believe that.
Will Stafford finally win a
think
playoff
so.
game in Detroit? I mean,
There you go. That's the story
That's a
right
good
there.
question.
That's the story.
That's a good question. You found it.
I did.
It took you a second.
Yeah, but he
you
got
found
there.
it.
He got like a true champion. He got there.
Oh,
Took you a minute.
man.
You think Dan Campbell cries if they lose?
Yes.
I do too.
Or if they win. I mean,
What do you think outside of football he's like an emotional wreck? I think that he might be.
yes.
Like he just goes and he starts walking through a park or whatever. He has like a little tiny dog, like a teacup Maltese or something. And then he's just like, dandelions. And he just starts like crying at like the sight of like a
Irrational
flower.
things.
Children are playing. And
I was furious.
It
with Dan-
overwhelms him.
Yeah, I was furious with Dan Campbell yesterday when I
Why?
saw Sam Laporta get hurt. There's no reason to play.
Oh, no.
his
He
starters.
played all the starters.
But why?
He had his foot on the
The
gas. he
whole
said.
game.
Yeah, and now you might have lost your best tight end for the whole playoff.
I know.
run.
He lost the
So-
wide receiver as well.
Exactly.
He had
That's
his foot on
such
the
a
gas.
stupid thing to do.
And
Like,
he was locked into that position.
yeah, I think
right?
he had like a 5% chance or something of getting.
He
the
needed
2 seed.
Washington. He needed Dallas and the Eagles both to lose.
Yeah.
And the Eagles did lose.
Eagles did lose. So
Right.
But you're not. I mean, they're the Commanders. I mean, putting your faith in the Commanders. Terrible.
Fair. Fair. All right. So I'm gonna take the Rams in this game. The Rams are. I mean, I like McVay. They've won a Super Bowl. Defense has been good. Williams, the running back, has been not good. He's been great. I'm going to take the Rams to upset the Lions here, and Dan Campbell's going to cry. How about that?
okay. If the season ended today, the number 5 Philadelphia Eagles headed to Tampa to face the number 4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Baker Mayfield.
Which, by the way,
The Fighting Bakers.
you want to play the game of bonuses? Baker Mayfield yesterday, because of the fact that the Buccaneers made the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
got a $2 million bonus.
Really?
$2 million yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. On a game that they
It doesn't
won
even
9
take
to
into
nothing.
account what he's going to get in the offseason now.
I mean, his guts alone are worth $2 million.
Baker's going to be that guy that just bounces around from team to team, right? Well, I guess now maybe
No,
he'll
I think
get,
he's found a home.
I think
Yeah,
he found
I
a
think he
home in
found a home,
Tampa.
yeah.
You
At
think
least for the
they're
next
going to
few
re-sign
seasons.
him?
Yeah.
They have to, yeah. I
I
mean,
think he gets another 1-year deal next year, and then, they go from there. After
they're
that.
hosting a home playoff game. They won the
Correct.
division. That's worked out for Baker Mayfield and the Bucks.
I'd love to see Baker as a Raider.
Oh, that'd be great.
Baker to Pittsburgh,
Oh. Ooh.
facing the Browns twice a year.
I could see him as a
Interesting.
That's
Steeler.
fun.
Yeah. Who do you like in that game?
Who do I like in that game?
Yeah. It's a tough game. I mean, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year.
Man.
1-5 in their last 6.
The
Eagles
have
had some bad
fallen
injuries,
off.
though.
Bucks
yesterday,
are at
too.
home, but that the crowd will be 50% Philadelphia fans. I guarantee it.
Yesterday was an embarrassing day for the Eagles because it was a day that if you tuned in late, like I did, and you saw that the Giants were just destroying the Eagles, you're like, yeah, they just sat everyone. And it's like, oh, no, they didn't. They just got destroyed by the Giants.
They did. A.J. Brown got hurt.
And then I think Hurts has a thing with his hand.
That hurts.
Bad
Yeah.
game
Yeah, hurts.
for the Eagles.
Big loss.
You know what? I'm going to go Bucks.
Are you?
Upset.
Wow.
I'd be with you on the
With
Bucks
you.
until they have a game to win a division and you put up 9 points against the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Not
I'm
ideal.
Win to win.
I'm taking the Bucks as well.
I'm going to
Mike.
I'll take the Eagles.
Eagles. All right, thank you. Thank you for going opposite.
Took
I
you
like,
2 seconds to change that.
I like the Bucks. The Eagles have been bad. There's nothing else you can say. The last 6 games, they have flatly been bad. One of the worst teams in the NFL.
Bounce back game.
Just dreadful. No, not a bounce back game. Okay? I think they're going to lose. And Sirianni might get fired. I mean,
He's not getting
he
fired.
I don't know.
He might.
I don't know.
Philly, he is starting to wear on the Philly fan base. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All his shenanigans, they're all good and fun when you're winning, going to the Super Bowl. But if you get bounced out first round in a year that you were supposed to go to the Super Bowl, you might get fired.
Think he was yelling in the tunnel after yesterday's game like he did against the Chiefs? Or?
Why are you looking at me like that? I mean, what's the problem? A coach 1 year removed from making it to the Super Bowl can't get fired?
I like it.
Thank you.
That's your allies.
I needed one. And I found him.
All right, so then in this scenario,
You have never looked at me like that.
the Rams then go to San Francisco to play the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then you had the Bucks, right? The Bucks then go to Dallas to face the Cowboys.
Yes.
Interesting.
Rams 49ers. How about Kyle Shanahan get it done already, huh?
Is he's on the hot seat too, or
Yes.
He's on the hot seat too.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, the Commanders fired Ron Rivera.
Shocker.
So all those rumors about Belichick and
here's the
maybe
question.
He goes to Washington. I don't know why he would choose Washington. If I'm Belichick, I would wait and see what's available to me. It could be Dallas. It certainly will be LA, I think. It could be Philadelphia when Sirianni gets fired. I would just wait around and see.
Are they going to let Eric Bieniemy get away from them?
That's a good question. But Bieniemy might go to Atlanta.
Yeah, I saw that he was on the short. That it's never good when you're on the short. It's never good if you're the current coach of a team when you hear that someone's on the short list when you haven't lost your job yet.
Right.
That was weird that Arthur Blank was in that press conference, right? Just
crying
kind of
too.
sitting there crying. There's no way that you could feel good about that.
Crying because he fired Arthur Smith?
He hadn't fired him yet.
Yeah, he hadn't
Arthur
fired him
Smith
yet.
was giving his press conference,
I
and
mean-
Arthur Blank is in the back crying like Dan Campbell looking at a dandelion.
I mean, he fires a coach every 2 years. You should be used to it by now.
Almost like a summer pastime for him.
Numb to it.
Yeah.
You think Arthur Smith keeps his job if Jameis Winston doesn't call that
he
audible
was
and
so mad.
score one more touchdown?
He knew he was getting fired, and he was just like, "Come on, guys, today's gonna be bad enough. You're really pulling this crap on me."
What are you doing, Dennis Allen?
Yeah, Dennis Allen. How about Dennis Allen? Control your team.
Right. Right. It's fair.
Get control of your guys.
They should fire Dennis
Hot
Allen
seat.
for losing control of the team.
I'm with you.
In fairness.
He lost the locker room.
You don't control Jameis Winston.
Thank you, Mikey. I was going to say, you
You don't
stole my
control
thunder.
Jameis
Yes, you
Winston.
do not control Jameis Winston. Only Jameis controls Jameis, and I'm not even certain Jameis does. I mean, he just talks and doesn't stop. I mean, it's
Thinking
unbelievable.
back, Jimbo didn't even control Jameis. Jameis was suspended for a game. Jameis ran out on the field in uniform, ready to play, and it's like, Jameis, buddy, no. And he had to send him right back to the locker room.
You're Jimbo Fisher. Jameis made you $150 million.
That's
Shut
an
your
all-time.
mouth and let him play.
That's
Yeah.
a man.
You got to send him a Christmas card for that.
You know what I wish? You know what I'm thinking we should do maybe for like the last segment of the show today?
What's that?
Top 5 Jimbo or top 5 Jameis Winston moments.
Okay. That's fair.
I feel like that one was on there.
You have your big board bets today?
That has,
Oh, yeah,
that
I
has
do. I have
Fuentes
I have
written
3.
all over it.
All right, so Fuentes is a top 5. Billy has big board bets. I think I'll have a top 5. But next, Washington and Michigan tonight, national championship. We'll talk to Lucy about it.